I opened my eyes with so much difficulty. My head was hurting like a hell. It was like being hammered with some heavy object. I feel quite weak. Well, I couldn't lift my hand due to my weakness. I heard some noises near me. I tried to tilt my head towards them to recognize who was that person, and to my luck, I heard a familiar voice. My dear, you are awake. Thank God for making my daughter awake and giving her new life, Mom said in trembling voice. She came near my bed and took my one of the hand in her hands and said in scrolling manner, "You young lady, you don't have any idea how much of worried you make us, all by your this stunt. You are not child anymore. How can you fall in this kind of situation? From now on, there will be at least one person along with you everywhere you go. Only by doing that I will be assured of your safety." She was scrolling me, but her worry, concern, and especially love for me was visible in her voice. I feel overwhelmed by her words. I was feeling like this after a long time. Well, since my father died, nobody showed me any concern about me. I always feel I was born to be not loved by someone. I was not worth of someone's care, but today I feel I was also important in someone's life. My existence also mattered for someone. My eyes became watery due to the sudden love and care by my mother-in-law. She was really she was really making me forget about my own mother. Well, it really doesn't matter if I'm alive or dead for my mother, but still I always long for her love and care in my life. But the first time in my life I feel I don't need her in my life anymore. I have more important person in my life now who value me and is worried about my well-being. I should also let her go from my life like she did nearly 12 years back then. I looked towards Mom and said in small voice I could muster, "Mom, I'm sorry." I don't know what power my words had, but after hearing them, Mom started crying and said, "Oh, my dear, you don't know. You took my life away when I saw you lying in Taehong's arm, nearly dead. Please be safe." She said in trembling voice. It was the first time someone asked me to be safe and sound. They were foreign words for my ears, but now I should not dwell in the past and think about those. "Mummy, please don't cry. I can't see you like this," I said with so much difficulty because my throat was dry. "Oh, I'm silly. You are right. I shouldn't cry like this. God have gave you back to us. I should be happy about it," she said, trying to control her cry. Well, it really gave me warm feeling inside my heart. I gave her small smile and I heard the sound of door opening. My eyes went towards the door in the hope somewhere in deep inside my heart as we were as someone to be here. I was
I
expecting
was
him to be here near me when I opened my eyes. I know he don't like me. I was not his wife according to him, but still having some hope was not bad, was it? My little hope got crushed when I saw Rose come inside along with Doctor. I think Rose went to call the doctor when she saw me getting awake. Doctor came towards my bed and asked me some questions regarding my health. Like if I have any problem, do I remember anything, do I recognize everyone here, and so on. Write every detail on the clipboard which was in his hand. After got satisfied with my answers, he said, "Well, Mrs. Kim, you are really lucky. You really came back from the mouth of the death. Your husband nearly blew the whole hospital when we told him your condition last night. You have a quite loving husband." Doctor said in and teased me at the last at his sentence. I will never believe on his words. We all know how much of my dear husband liked me. That person is not even here, so how come he really worry about me? I can bet he have not bothered to come here when I was admitted last night. I don't know why, but I was really feeling sad due to some unknown reason. I'm really a crybaby. I should be feeling happy for whatever God have gave me instead of thinking about those which is not in my destiny. First I didn't have anyone to call my own, but now I have mom, dad, and Rose in my life who care about me, who value me in their lives. I should be happy to get them in this life and forget about everyone else, especially those who didn't want me as a person. After doctor went out, Rose came beside me and said in dramatic manner, "Annie, that was not funny at all. You know that? You just went to the washroom and what the heck you did to yourself. You don't know when I saw you there lying like a lifeless doll. If it weren't for the Opa who took you here as soon as possible, we couldn't imagine the results. Really want to forget it. Please be safe, not for yourself, but for us." I was shocked hearing Rose's word. First, one doctor said to me how Taehong was worried about me. I really didn't dare to believe those words. I thought he said to make me feel comfortable. But now, when Rose said the same words, how worried Taehong was about myself, he even took me here himself. It made me wonder it was really true. Does he really care about me? I suddenly remember how he said to me, if I have any problem in office, I should tell him right away and he will deal with that. That really showed how he cared about me. Even it was only as a person, not as his wife. He do care for me, and Rose also don't have any reason to lie to me about it. She knows better than anyone how much it will hurt me if I come to know it was just a lie to make me feel better. Now, where is he then? Didn't he left me here and went back? Rose of my wandering eyes Rose saw my wandering eyes and answered my unasked question. If you are if your eyes are wandering around and looking for Oppa, then sorry to make you little disappointed. But he is not here. He went to office with Jim and Oppa in this morning. But but don't feel sad. He was here whole night alongside you. Everyone want to stay here with last night, but he didn't let anyone stay here with you. You got a quite possessive husband. Do you know that? Rose said, making me blush due to shyness and embarrassment. Well, one thing I came to know about Rose is she is bold. She don't fear anyone. I wish I also had personality like her, but we can't get everything we want in this life. So let's just put it aside. After an hour, Dade also came and I got scrolled again. Soon after him, Mrs. Park and Mrs. June also came. I was very happy to see many people around me. The atmosphere here was quite humorous. But I was still waiting for someone. What kind of work he had to do? Well, he will come when he wants. Just forget about him. All were talking in the connecting living room. I was alone in my ward because nurse told them I should have some rest. So even after so everyone left me alone. Now I was alone. I started to think about the incident of last night. I suddenly felt chill down to my spine when I remembered last night. Lee Sana, she is one of my bully ever since I entered Choi family. She is Worim's best friend, so nobody dared to often her in Choi mansion. So whenever she pick up on me, nobody come to help me. I remember nearly 4 5 years back, one of the maid in Choi family. She was very kind to me. Sana came to visit Yurim in Choi family. She tricked me in the storeroom and locked me inside. That maid saw her doing this to me, so she went to my mother and told her which happened. But that woman thinks me as her worst enemy of her life. So instead of taking my stand and asking for explanation from Sana, she fired that maid for accusing their so called honorable guest and best friend of her daughter. That day I blame myself because of me she lost her job. And also, when all servants in Choi Mansion saw this scene, they never came to help me out from anything. Well, what can I say? They were all there to earn, and being fired because of someone which they are not related by any means, it is always they prefer to turn a blind eye. It is true saying, birds of same feathers flock together. Sana is also like Urim, arrogant, self certain, and most importantly, hate me with passion. And after marrying Tehong, Urim and Sana's hate towards me reached its new heights. For Urim, I snatched Tehong from her. Well, I know this has no sense at all, but she thinks like this, and I can't change her thinking. We all know thinking of best friends is always same. So Sana also thinks I snatch Taehong from her best friend. In the restroom she called me all nasty names and said I was a thief. I always snatch Yurim's things. Instead of being grateful to them, I always aim for Urim's things. I am jealous of her. I am the burden on Joy family and much more. But not a single thing was true in them. I tried to snatch Urim's things. When? Well, I don't even remember Joy family giving me anything, so having guts to snatch from them is quite big deal. And we clearly know how much greedy of they are. So how come they let me to snatch anything? But one thing was true. I was jealous of Urim, but not for all the brands, clothes and luxurious items. Not even her fame make me envious of her ever in my life. The only thing of hers I was jealous was her family. She had a loving family and I have nobody to call my own. We live in same house, our parents were same. Well, my mom was her stepmother and her dad was my stepdad. So both of us have at least one parent of our own. But she made them her parents only and left me alone in my despair. But now I don't even need it. If anything happen in this marriage, least I got someone who will care about me, so I am quite satisfied with this marriage. Even my husband don't want me, but his family is quite close to me, and for now it is enough. Last night Sana tried to physical with me. She attempted to slap me, but I dodged. Her which make her angry. She pushed me backwards. My head hit on something from back sides and I lost my consciousness, and when I opened my eyes I was here in all my thoughts, and suddenly I feel something taking my hands in his. I looked towards the person who was taking my hand in his and saw the most awaited person, my husband. I was shocked to see him in front of me like this, but my shock turned into relief when I realized he finally came. I looked at him for the moment and forget about all other things. His voice got me back to the reality. I was so embarrassed when I realized he got me staring at him like this. I know by now my face will be as red as ripe tomato. But he didn't give any heed to my embarrassment and asked again, to which I mumbled softly, I'm fine, just having some headache. I thought he will stop talking to me, but to my surprise, he explained what could be the cause of my headache and left to get the doctor for me. Well, if someone have told me, my husband, who told me not to come in front of him unnecessarily, and especially don't acknowledge me as his wife on the very first day of our marriage, will take this kind of care of me within a week of our marriage. I might have lost at that person and told it was his or her fantasy. But here I was. I could clearly see worry in his eyes, and most surprisingly, he didn't even try to conceal it. It could be he pitied me. He saw me at my worst, that is why he started caring towards me. My mood got worse again when I think like this. I might want his care, his acknowledgement towards me, but I will never accept his pity. I don't want it. His cold self was much better than this.